Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Grumpy Old Gamers podcast. You can't teach an old gamer new tricks. I'm Ryan, and with me, as always, my good buddy Rob.
And I'm going to be pretending to talk while playing on my Switch. So every so often, I'm just going to go.
I didn't even know that was an option. Come on.
So you could call this the special Nintendo Direct edition.
Yeah. It's what we're going to be talking about mostly. We got a couple other little, but
nobody cares about that.
Nobody cares about those.
What's Nintendo doing?
What's Nintendo doing? It's actually, we'll get to news when we get to news. We got to do things in order, Rob. There's a process in place for a reason.
Right. Let's go.
Let's do it. So, how you doing? How you doing today?
Hey, doing all right. This is like the first time we've done a show
2
after
weeks
a week. 2 weeks in a row in a long time.
2 weeks in a row. I was, if this hadn't come up, I was looking at the news feed and I was like, ugh, yeah, we're going to be doing it in 2 weeks. And then this got announced, the Nintendo Direct got announced yesterday, and we called an audible, and
yep. Even then, honestly, we were still kind of like, Nintendo Directs have been kind of weak. But we'll talk about how it went.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it, all right.
We'll talk about it.
See what I said.
Let's, I got a little bit of housekeeping, as usual. I did verify our Buzzsprout links do work, and they are current. So if you want to try out this whole podcasting thing that we do, we just head on over to wherever you've downloaded the audio, the video, whatever, and there's a link in the notes, almost right there at the top. Just say right under Support the Grumpy Old Gamers, you can click on that, and if you sign up for 1 month of Buzzsprout, they will send you an Amazon gift card for $25. And
we will send you a bit of Ryan's hair.
A little bit of my hair. Yeah. It's getting long enough that I'm almost ready for a haircut here. So
that might actually be illegal. I'm not sure now.
Sending hair in the mail?
We're not going to commit to the sending Ryan's hair.
Oh, actually, you know what we can send in the mail? Rob will send you some of his bath water. How about that?
I think that's also not... We're in Canada. We're not sure what's legal anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. I hear Twitch streamers doing that, making millions, selling their bath water.
We're making dozens
of pennies.
Dozens of pennies.
Yes. So yes, Buzzsprout.
You
can come on and babble incessantly like we do, and people will listen to it.
Or not.
It's a fact. It's a fact. People download us and listen to us.
It's true. It is true. Thank you all for continuing to listen to us ramble on.
And if you are listening to us ramble on, especially our international listeners, come on, guys, just send us an email. I need to know how you stumbled upon us. I'm even going to bribe you at this point. I have a whole bunch of Steam codes. You can, just send us an email. Tell us how you got or discovered us, and I'll send you a couple Steam codes. And you know what? Not even for international listeners. If you're listening at all, send us an email to makeusgrumpy@gmail.com, and I will just say, hey, what's up? Whatever greeting you want. And I will send you a Steam code.
It's true.
It's true.
It's true.
Well, that's all I got for housekeeping. We'll move on into news here. So we'll get through the 3 little things I got here, and then we'll get into the Nintendo Direct stuff, because there's a lot. There's like a crazy amount.
There's a fair amount.
There's so
much. So much that's a raven.
So, do you remember? Do you remember last year, Rob, when the Embracer Group was, you know, doing a whole bunch of purchasing, and they bought up a whole bunch of the Square Enix development studios.
Mhm.
They bought Eidos Montreal, Crystal Dynamics, and when they bought Crystal Dynamics, they got the Tomb Raider IP with that because
Okay,
Crystal Dynamics owns that.
sure.
So under Embracer Group, there's this pretty much confirmed rumor. It's not official, but it's enough to report on it that Embracer Group bought all that stuff for 300 million. Apparently, Amazon is looking at purchasing the Tomb Raider IP for 600 million. That's some good business right there on the
That's not
Embracer
bad.
on Embracer Group. So,
So
that's some good business.
Next Tomb Raider sequel, uh, Amazon Luna exclusive.
Maybe. So actually, Amazon had already agreed to be the publisher of the newest Tomb Raider game that was announced. Um, which, yeah, they were going to publish it for look after the distribution of it for, I guess that would be Embracer Group. So, but also Amazon has a TV series in the works for Tomb Raider.
Hmm.
Um, So, I mean, it kind of makes sense, and that's a pretty big profit for just one of the IPs that fell under the umbrella of all the stuff Embracer Group bought. Like I said,
No
that's a
kidding.
crazy good business
That's a pretty
decision on
good.
their part.
So we should totally buy a game studio.
Hmm. I'm gonna go knock on BioWare's door. They're
Absolutely.
just like 10, 15 minutes away from here. I'll just, hey, hey, got $100 in my pocket. I'm buying you.
There you go.
You don't even get an option in this.
EA doesn't even know they own you.
Yeah. Look at how they treat you. So, next story, Rob. Another one of my favorite topics. Switch Joycon drift.
Mm-hmm.
So Nintendo won one of its many class action lawsuits that had been put against them um, for Joy-Con drift.
There is no Joy-Con drift.
There is no Joy-Con drift. So this couple in the States, they tried doing the ruling under their children's name, hoping that with them being minors, that somehow that would make the process actually go through. um, but um, the parents' argument was the EULA, the end user licensing agreement,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't apply to the children because they're underage. But the federal court judge ruled that the parents are actually the owners of the Switch because there's no way that the kids could have earned enough money to buy it.
That's
And then,
ageist.
yeah, right. Um,
My kids routinely have much more money than I do.
yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Carry on.
So, in the Switch's end user agreement, there is a statement that disallows lawsuits unless you're gonna go into legal arbitration. So I guess this has never reached that point because
Hmm.
the judge is kind of thrown it out now. So there's still a few more of these cases going on. I hope their tactics are a little better. But you know what? Nintendo has lots of money and
Mm-hmm.
can hire some smart ass lawyers. So
Absolutely.
yeah. But this is the whole thing that um like the Nintendo president, he launched the free repair program for people who are experiencing drift. Because not everyone experiences it, but if you do, yeah. I'm on my third set of Joy-Cons, Rob.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I'm on my second, and my second one's drift, so I just don't use them anymore. No more money out of me, Nintendo. Well, just kidding. You're gonna get lots of money later. Spoilers for the next part.
so my last pair of Joy-Cons, I've been using them. But I got a set of for Christmas of the Hori, I forget what they're called now, but the big grip, the bigger ones.
Oh, these ones here?
Well, the other model, I got the slim model of them.
Oh, okay.
Actually, you know what? I got my Switch sitting right here. So
he's gotten really close to the microphone.
Sorry. So
not sorry.
See how they're shaped? They don't have
yes. Okay.
And they're flatter. They're actually but they still got a back button and the top and everything. But I found you have to kind of hold those grips in a certain way. And when you're laying in bed, it was kind of giving me cramps, like just because of the way you got to hold it. But this is just a lot more natural and flat, right? So, highly recommend them. Highly recommend them. They are great, especially if you have man hands.
Man hands.
Man hands.
Man hands.
Because these little Joy-Cons are not man-hand friendly.
No.
They are not.
But for little tiny hands.
Joy-Cons, Rob. I could talk about them all day. I should just put out a Joy-Con podcast, you know?
It's true. We can't because we're moving on to...
We are moving on.
Our Nintendo-heavy podcast.
Yeah, it is. It's really... So, just at the end of 2022, you're moving on into 2023. The Switch is officially the third best-selling console of all time. It surpassed the Game Boy at 118.69 million units, and the PS4 at 117.2 million units.
Okay, so I haven't read this article. I'm going to try and guess the two.
The two
that are
above?
still.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
See if I can...
Yeah.
Is one of them the PS2?
That is the number one.
That is number one.
Okay.
And so number two would be the Wii?
No, we surpassed... The Switch surpassed the Wii back in March. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. It surpassed the Wii and the PlayStation because those numbers were pretty close.
I don't know then. I mean, I could just go through all of them, but I would have thought it was the Wii. What is the other one, fella?
It's a Nintendo console.
Ah, the Virtual Boy.
Yes. The Virtual Boy sold 154 million units.
Would that be the Super Nintendo?
No.
Really?
It's the DS.
Okay.
Yeah.
Handhelds.
When you hear it.
Yeah.
When you hear it. So
you kind of forget how well the DS sold. Nah.
But these numbers, like, I was reading this and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, so does that when they think of the DS, I know the 3DS isn't included in this.
Yeah. Is it
but
the DSi? Is it
the DS, the DSi, the DS XL, the DSi XL,
DS Lite?
Yeah. All those. So, anyways, I imagine all those numbers are included just under DS because that's like the generation. But when you look at it, so how long was the PS2 like out? Like how long was it?
It's a long time, actually.
It was
a long. They were making PS2 games long after the PS3 was a thing.
Okay.
And the big thing with the PS2 was that it at the time, and this is going to date us way back because we were both out of college by the time the PS2 came out, but it was the cheapest way by far to get a DVD player.
Yes.
Absolutely, like hundreds of dollars cheaper than
Yeah,
getting
like
any other way.
a third the price or something,
Yeah.
right? Because that was like a running joke. Like guys were like, "Well, I want a DVD player for us, honey, but it's so expensive to go. I should just get a PS2."
May as well get a PS2. Yep, absolutely.
You know about
Man,
my
that seems weird to say, like
yeah,
DVD player being brand new. That just seems like yesterday.
it does. You know what blew my mind besides like a DVD player built into it? What actually blew my mind about the PS2
What's that?
was being able to turn on your console from the controller. Something that's just second nature now,
Yep, yep.
but something they added to the PS2 there.
Absolutely. I remember
Mind
the
blown.
PS2 iToy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That was
Yeah,
a pretty big deal at the time.
it was. Huh. Crazy. So anyways, the Switch is sticking with Nintendo's because we're going into the 6th year. March will be the 6th anniversary. The 6th, Rob,
That is pretty crazy.
of the Switch. Yeah. And that's the third best selling console of all time. So,
All
Rob,
right. Yes,
let's move on into what we're really here for today.
the main event.
The main event. Nintendo had a direct today. And
It's like being in a Europe concert.
it's the final countdown. Oh boy.
Right.
We're like Nintendo came out swinging with this event and we're giddy. We're obviously giddy about it because but I was looking back, I sent a link, I don't know if you saw it there in our chat, where it showed when the last Nintendo Direct was. It was back in September.
Wow.
And that Nintendo Direct was the one where every game was basically coming from Square Enix. There was like no big Nintendo news. I think it was in that one that they even announced they gave a date, I think, for Tears of the Kingdom, maybe. Maybe that was the one they announced it was going to be delayed or whatever. But before that September one, it had been months and months where they've actually just had a Nintendo Direct, like focusing on Nintendo stuff. They had lots of indies, and Splatoon had one, and there's been Pokemon, like just. So this was much needed, much needed. Um, how did you feel about today's Direct, Rob?
Well, it was pretty apparent pretty fast they were boy, yeah, I think coming out swinging is a good way of putting it, but just a lot of confirmed dates, some mic drops that were quite surprising where I was like, "Oh, they're working on that. Oh, it's out right now."
Yeah.
I'm downloading a couple of those things as we speak, so.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah. I was pretty impressed. So they opened with showing some gameplay footage and levels of Pikmin 4, which I'm already a huge Pikmin fan. It's been one of my favorites since it came out on the GameCube.
Yep.
And I was pleased. I thought they're going to be just showing off some stuff. They showed that there's going to be a new Pikmin. He's an ice Pikmin. But then they also showed that they added like a dog. What was the name of the dog from the Yoshi games?
Oh, Poochie.
Poochie. Okay, so they poochied Pikmin 4. They added a dog that helps you out now,
Oh,
as
funny.
well as the Pikmin. So, But then they gave us a date, Rob.
They did.
And it's not that far away.
It's not
July 21st
of this year.
of this year.
Yep.
Yeah. That got a fist pump from me. Absolute fist pump. Because I think they just announced it maybe at that September. Maybe at that September direct.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Yeah, I can't fully remember now, but anyways, yeah, they finally they gave us a date and it's not far away. Then they moved on into they showed the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 expansion pass volume 3. They gave a little preview of that. I don't play that game, so I didn't. I was still perma smiling from the Pikmin news at that point, so
It looked very anime-y.
it did.
Yeah,
It
like,
did.
and it's a series lots of people love. So, and February 15th. So,
Yeah.
literally a week.
Yeah. Then they show us Samba de Amigo Party Central, which is a maraca maraca playing game. So you think your Joy-Cons and shake them like maracas.
Yeah, and a Sega franchise. So I mean, another case of didn't see this one coming, but it's the summer of Sega. I'm going to call it that.
We'll see if that catches on.
Summer 2023.
What else do we have here? Fashion Dreamer. I kind of glossed over on this one.
My eyes are rolling. That's available too.
That's coming sometime in 2023.
Yep.
But then I gave another fist pump because they showed us some footage of the Dead Cells Castlevania DLC, and it looks awesome. You've got your whip, you've got your boomerang, you're battling vampires, Mr. Alucard or whatever his name is in there.
Yep.
Yeah. And actually, so previous DLCs for Dead Cells in Canadian dollars have been usually around $3 or $4. This one's $12.99.
Okay. Probably have a lot to it, I imagine.
Yeah, I think it's gonna. They also announced that there's something like 12 reimaginings of music from Castlevania and 50 plus actual bits of music from Castlevania. Like it looks like they've put a lot of love into this. So, and that's coming out March 6th. Yeah.
Yep.
Then they showed Tron Identity is coming to Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, what'd you think of it?
I've heard of this game, and I think it looks kind of cool.
Yeah,
it's like a it's like a murder mystery.
Yeah.
In the Tron universe, like, yeah, I think it's out already on other stuff. I think this is a port, actually.
Okay.
I could be wrong though. I could definitely be wrong, but
April 2023.
Yeah, interest peaked, Rob.
Yeah,
interest peaked. What else do we have here? Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. Looks like they said it's a remake of that game.
Yeah, it's that game. From what I hear, it's a super popular in Japan kind of game that never really took off in North America or never got a translation.
Yeah,
and now it does.
But so they said you're a detective who's been killed, but you can possess. They showed this map, and you can possess things in it, and each thing you possess looks like you roll back time. And anyways, it looks like you're trying to figure out how you got killed because I don't know if you don't remember or whatever, but it definitely looks like it's like a puzzle type, like just a different type of puzzle game. And again, interest peaked. Like it looked interesting. Then they showed Deca Police.
That was a very anime heavy trailer.
but that one looked like that's the one where they're training in VR, right? Where they're the cops training in VR. But that was Deca Police, right?
I'm scrolling through it now. Futuristic police force and solve mysteries, explore an open world, and use the power of friendship. I made up that last part.
The power of
The
friendship.
power of friendship.
Then they showed us some of Bayonetta Origins, Sarazan the Lost Demon. Now, I was actually intrigued again by this because it looks like it's a lot of like puzzle fighting, puzzle battling. Like you gotta. It looks like you. They said you can't have your demon. So, anyways, it shows young Bayonetta, who is Sarah's. Before she becomes Bayonetta. She meets this demon, and looks like they go questing. And when they're fighting, like you have to stun or hold an enemy for the demon to attack. The demon won't attack it directly. So that it adds this whole puzzling element of who you're gonna freeze first, and that it looked cool.
And they use the power of friendship.
And then they use the power of friendship.
And that is March 17th. So again, so many of these games are just like, and give it 2 weeks. You'll be good.
Everything's like, there's nothing, they gave us nothing. Like the furthest out is July, end of July it looks like. And that's oh, I nearly skipped one here. It's the one after this one we're gonna talk about. So they showed that Splatoon 3 is getting an expansion pass. And at first I was excited. Then they showed the first portion of it, and it looks like it's just the first part of the expansion pass is just a remake of the like hub world from the very first Splatoon. Which I was like, oh, okay, and they basically said in there, they're like, all the shops carry the same things as your current hub world on Splatoon 3. So I was like, oh, what? I don't know if I'm buying an expansion pass just to get a new hub world. So I got to look more into that. But then they showed the second part of the expansion pass. Seems Nintendo usually always does like two-part expansion passes, and they didn't show any gameplay or anything. But it looked like a murder mystery the way they were presenting it almost. But there was no color. That was the thing. Everything was in black and white. So I wonder if that had something to do with it. So I got a little reading to do. We'll see what those are about, but I might have to buy one to get the other or something like that. Why don't you talk about the next one and I'll take a little break for a sec.
Sure. Well, the next one we looked at was actually one that had me kind of mildly excited. Is called Disney Illusion Island. And it honestly looked like Ryan and I were kind of comparing it to, I don't have any notes on it, but maybe it's at the top here. It looked like a up to 4-person co-op Mickey Minnie Disney Goofy and Donald, like a Rayman game almost, where you can have 4 people co-op at the same time, platforming and getting into shenanigans. And I don't recognize the art style. I don't know if that's like a newer Disney kind of art style of the characters, but the gameplay looked really cool. Like it looked all 4 people at the same time. It kind of gave me like that Mario Wii game kind of vibes too, where you had 4 people on the screen at once. And
the new Super Mario Brothers.
Sure.
Wii. New. Yeah.
And that's coming out in July. It looks really good. I don't trust Disney as far as I can throw a dog, but maybe not a dog. I don't throw dogs. Don't take that out of context. Cats sometimes.
Cats sometimes.
But yeah, no, looked really good. Really good. And the next we had February 8th coming out, Fire Emblem Engage Expansion Pass Wave 2.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
That's a lot of words. More Fire Emblem stuff for cool. Good for you. It launched today.
Yeah.
So if you're a Fire Emblem guy, go look. That's all I'll have to say about that. June 2023, we've got Harmony, The Fall of Reverie.
Ooh.
I don't even remember that one from the,
I don't either. I was just
that was a thing. We're scrolling here frantically trying to find it.
yeah. Oh, it's oh, I remember this one now. It's from the Life is Strange developer, and it's
Oh, okay.
yeah. It's a text like a text adventure. Like you just make choices.
Oh,
Like
okay.
yeah, much like the Life is Strange games. Like
Fair enough.
yeah,
You just do it's a choose your own adventure.
yeah. It says they will give you many challenging, many challenging decisions to make.
Make rib or hot fudge sundae.
Ooh. What
So
about the next one, Rob?
Oh, the next one I was pretty excited about. I had forgotten it was this close, but Octopath Traveler 2, they showed a little bit of, and February 24th game launch, but they also announced, it's one of the things I'm downloading right now, a free demo dropping today, dropping right now. You can get it right meow. And your save progress will count on the demo towards when you actually get the game, which will be $80 Canadian, which is one of the few games I will pay full price for, because I was like 120 hours in on the first one and still didn't beat it, but just
You
an
know that
absolute
game,
great game.
and you know what? You don't feel bad about paying full price for it. I've seen it once, like one time on sale, at the lowest, like it was $66.
Yeah, it doesn't go down. I think they had some sales on Steam for the PC version.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Nintendo
But
doesn't have sales.
on their kind of first party games like this, like, or I don't even know if you can call it like.
No,
No, I
it's
guess
very much a third party.
yeah. Okay. But it, like I remember it launched exclusively and was only on Switch for like a year
It
at
was
least.
actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And
So
then
the
it,
timed exclusive.
yeah. But yeah, they've held on to that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know who would that be Square Enix looking after that pricing and never dropping it?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Ah, speaking of dropping.
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 We
Or
love
rolling.
are rolling. So they announced the We Love Katamari reroll plus the Royal Reverie DLC.
Reverie.
And yeah, you know, if you don't know what Katamari Damacy is, just go look it up. It's a fun, crazy nonsense game. And they didn't give us a date, but it's coming soon, I guess. Um, I I may have been fast forwarding a bit, but I missed Minecraft Legends
You know
coming.
what? I don't recall seeing it either.
So
Evidently, no. I mean, we did see it in another direct, which I can't remember.
the Microsoft one.
The Microsoft one, yeah.
Just 2 weeks ago. They talked about it, but it's coming to Switch too on April 16th, 18th, April 18th.
There you go.
Yeah. And then we had Have a Nice Death from believe this is from Devolver, wasn't it? I'm asking all the hard questions.
Or was it
aren't I?
Gearbox? It might have been Gearbox.
That was the Gearbox.
Yeah,
game. That's
yeah.
correct. Yeah.
They didn't talk a lot about it,
No. But
looked like fun.
looked like a lot of chaotic side-scrolling fun.
There you go.
Where's my thing here? Okay. Sea of Stars was kind of 16-bit RPG looking game.
Mhm.
Looked like it had like boat battles. It was in that 2.5D, like I forget what that's called, when it's like at an angle that you play on the
Oh, isometric?
isometric, yeah.
Yeah.
And look turn-based. And apparently it's from a Canadian studio called Sabotage. So go see a stars.
Wiki all Sabotage. Anyway.
Next we had Omega Strikers, which they actually described in the description of it when they were talking that it's like parts soccer and air hockey, and that perked my ears up immediately because I love me some air hockey.
And it's free to play.
Yeah, it's going to be a free to play game, 3 versus 3 matches, and yeah, it looks it looks chaotic.
Yep.
So I'll be checking that out on April 27th when it drops. Etrium Odyssey Origins Collection 1 to 3.
It's another one of those anime type games that my eyes were glossing over on.
Yeah, I think it must have been something again like famous in Japan and not so much here. But all 3 of them are coming to Switch. So
Yep. Nothing wrong with getting more games, even if you don't know what they are. It's somebody out there likes it.
yeah,
Thankful for it.
someone's excited about it.
Somebody, something, sometime.
All right. Thanks,
All
Rob.
right. Yeah. Speaking of that.
So I knew that they had to announce this next one eventually. And they announced finally a release date for Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp. They did indefinitely delay it before because it was due to come out right around the time that the war in the Ukraine started, and I kind of thought it was bad taste, I guess, or wrong message.
Sure.
To put it out then. But so if this game was already due to come out quite some time ago, why'd they pick April 21st? That should have been a stealth drop today, Rob.
No kidding, actually. That's a very good point. It's like
It was
why
already
not,
it was already due to come out, like it was within weeks of it coming out. Like I think
yeah.
it was within a month of it coming out that they pushed it out indefinitely before. But
So makes you kind of wonder if like they said, "Oh, we're not going to release it because of the war," and they were like, "We're really far behind on this."
that really
we're
could
going
have
to use
been
that as an excuse. Not that a publisher would ever do that.
no. So the Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, they added a free epilogue that if you've completed the main story, you can download and play this epilogue. So that's exciting stuff. I like when free content is added to a game.
Yeah, and that's that game was originally for the Wii, right? It's a remake of.
Yeah, I believe it was the Wii. Don't quote me on that.
And that's February 24th. So again, a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Just over a couple weeks.
So
and this next one.
Go ahead, Rob. I'll let you.
So this next one is one that people have been talking about at least 2 years. At least 2 years. They've been like, the Switch Online coming. It's like, oh, well, we got NES, and we got SNES, and we got
What's the next?
Nintendo 64. It's like, oh, well,
Yeah.
next must be Game Boy. It must be doing Game Boy. They must be
Yeah.
doing Game Boy. And they're like, oh, and Genesis.
Yeah.
And then they're like, just kidding. Game Boy. So they launched Game Boy Online so if you have the regular Switch Online, Game Boy Online dropped today. If you have the Switch Online plus the expansion pack, you also get Game Boy Advance Online, which drops today as well.
Yes.
And this honestly, this is the one I'm more excited about than pretty much anything else that's launched, because we have had Nintendo Classics, we've had Super Nintendo Classics, Genesis Classics, then there was the N64, but this is the first one where it's like they've never really done a way of legally playing it.
No.
I mean, they had the virtual store, which would be a great idea to use.
Yeah, but those games are never in there.
Yeah,
right. I don't think there's any Game Boy or Game Boy Advance titles in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly it's great. You can play with the filters, so you can have either Game Boy or Game Boy Color, or there was a third filter. I don't remember what the third filter was. For the Game Boy ones, anyway.
Oh, for the Game Boy, it was just as your batteries are dying, the screen keeps getting lighter and lighter and lighter.
Game Boy Pocket, and Game Boy Color.
Oh yeah, Game Boy Pocket. I'm making a joke about how the Game Boy would.
Oh yeah.
It took 4 AA batteries, and it would just eat those 24/7, breakfast, lunch, and supper.
Yep. So the games available at launch for Game Boy are Tetris, Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins, Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX, Gargoyle's Quest, Game & Watch Gallery 3, which, okay, sure, Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare, which we didn't even know was a game.
Yeah.
Metroid 2 Return to Samus, which is literally the first time you've been able to play that game in a long time, and considered one of the best Metroid games.
Yeah.
Wario Land 3, and Kirby's Dream Land. And then for the Game Boy Advance games, you get That's So Raven 1 and 2. No, there's... You get the Legend of Zelda Minish Cap, Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3. So that's all one title. Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3, which was Super Mario Bros. 3 with some new levels as well. WarioWare Incorporated, Mega Micro Games, Kururin.
It's like an action puzzler.
Yeah, Mario Kart Super Circuit, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
And Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, which is actually one of the, in my opinion, one of the really overlooked Game Boy Advance games. Like, it's just never gets a lot of love.
Actually, I think you don't hear a lot about those like turn-based RPG Mario titles, because I played the one on the 3DS, the Dream. Shoot, I can't think of the name of it right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it was awesome.
Yeah, one of the sequels to this. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was. Yeah, all the stuff happened in dreams, and yeah, it was awesome. I was like, what? Like, it was a discovery, because I had no idea that they even made these games.
Yep.
And yeah. So I'm actually excited to give that a try.
Yeah, absolutely. And lots more games. They showed some of the games that are coming. Looks amazing. Definitely one of the best drops, and available today.
Available right now.
They're like, go get it now. And we did. I was playing some before the podcast of Super Mario Land 2, which is still one of my favorite. Yeah.
I wonder why they skipped the first one, because I've I've often wanted to like play through that one, but I just went right to 2.
I'm not sure. It's
Yeah.
I mean, Super Mario Land was really cool for what it was. Like it's but it was really different, you know.
Yeah.
Super Mario 2 kind of followed the more of the traditional style, maybe.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But I'm not sure. I can't see them not releasing it. Like, you think they'd have to?
Oh,
And
eventually,
Tetris,
right?
and all of these
Oh
with
yeah.
local and online play,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah. Pretty awesome.
yep, yep. And the fact it's just like, oh, it's today.
Mm-hmm.
Big drop,
So
like,
this next one actually had my jaw drop. So I was excited to finally see after years and years of rumors.
hmm
And it can be years and years because the Switch is going to be 6 years old here right away. Uh, that Metroid Prime would be coming to the Switch. So we're getting Metroid Prime remastered, and it dropped today. Boom, stealth drop.
Now that's for the digital only.
Yes,
They
yeah,
said
for the digital only.
the physical one's February 22nd, or
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, but still, like two
I mean,
weeks.
yeah,
Like
you can play it. You can play it right now if you want.
you can go and download that right now, and um, so the price on it $49.99
Canadian dollars.
Canadian dollars, so 39 American, I guess,
hmm
roughly.
Sure.
And I mean, I'm glad they didn't go crazy. Um, if it had just been a straight port, I guess I'd be more
hmm
mad at it, I guess. But it's a remaster and it looks good. It looks real
Yeah.
good.
I kind of
So
want to see some people play through it here a little bit just to see what it looks like.
yeah.
But that's amazing. So bring on some more, like the
Hmm.
series that constantly gets forgotten.
Yeah. So Metroid Prime remastered, stealth dropped today.
Today.
So if you heard the Nintendo lover in your life squealing like a little girl, and they weren't little girls,
Yep,
this is what that this is what that was about.
absolutely. Probably the most downloaded game of today, I would imagine.
Hmm. Oh yeah, that's gonna shoot right to the top of the charts. No problem. What do we have after this? Master Detective Archives Rain Code.
It's a
Um,
game.
it's a game. Looked very anime-like.
Yep, there's a lot of
Again,
that.
a lot of, and I don't know if it's a port or
So this is a new game from the minds of the creators of Danganronpa. Okay,
of
okay.
what?
So have you ever heard anything about the Danganronpa games?
No, I don't think so.
So there's like 4 or 5 of them. They're the most messed up, um, crazy out there games.
Oh,
So the idea behind Danganronpa 1, it's you're in this school and you all wake up with a bunch of classmates and you quickly find out from this murderous teddy bear that you only way to graduate out of the school is to kill another student and get away with it in a trial.
oh,
And it is some over the top crazy, like, and the art style is incredibly unique, but it's a lot of text, like a lot of reading. Like you spend about 85% of that game just reading
oh,
and then
okay.
making some choices, and then you have the trial is like a whole series of mini games, and it's like and you go around, and it's interesting because you're going in like a 3D space between all these different places, but the players are all like cardboard standouts until you start talking to them.
Oh,
It's yeah, it's if it's from these guys, it's going to be probably pretty nuts. So I didn't even catch that in the trailer
yeah.
there, but
It tasks you with solving mysteries in a city of rain, and stars Yuma as the detective and a spirit named Shinigami who haunts him. So,
Excellent. I'm just
yeah.
watching the trailer silently in the background here.
Well, while you're doing that, they also announced Batten Kaitos,
Right, yeah.
which is 1 and 2 HD remaster, which are GameCube. They were GameCube games, and those are coming.
Lots of GameCube makes for a
Yeah.
better world.
I never played those, but I remember seeing them around a lot.
Mhm.
Like, yeah. Fantasy Life, The Girl Who Steals Time. Looked kind of kiddie to me.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know, but that's fine too. It
Kids
kind of
play
looks like,
games.
yeah, it looks like a, I don't know, like an Animal Crossing-esque, like life simmy type game. So there you go.
Very cool.
Then they showed us a little Professor Layton is making his appearance on the Switch.
That got a lot of excitement from a lot of Nintendo fans of mine as well. Like just
Yeah.
the series that it was like huge on the DS. Like,
Yes.
and then it's like it's gone. And everyone kind of thought he was dead, but it was just like a little teaser. It was like, hey, so we're still making games.
Yeah. They showed Professor Layton. He gave his little stovepipe hat a little tilt there, and then they ended the show with a new trailer that actually showed you some gameplay of Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks awesome.
I mean, it really looks like more of the same, but more so.
Yeah.
Which I mean is,
I mean, it looks like they've built on all, like, if you've played Breath of the Wild, like, you have all your tablet abilities. It looks like they've built and added on those a lot. There's a lot of flying stuff in this one. Like, you've seen Link getting around on like a hover platform. Looked like you were controlling. Um, they also announced that there's going to be a new Link amiibo. And actually, so this is a little tangential, but I really hope they re-release all the Breath of the Wild amiibos because
right.
I hummed and hawed so many times about every time I've seen one in the store about a Guardian amiibo, and now they're to buy one still in package. You're looking at 120, 150 bucks. I'll gladly drop 30, which is how much that one was because it's huge. And also, I didn't really realize what they were or how they were involved in the game when I seen them.
Yep.
Also, so I wasn't as excited, but after I put 200 some hours into Breath of the Wild, I was like, oh my god, I need a Guardian amiibo. And yeah, I've kept my eyes open. I've definitely tried to get one. So there's going to be a new Link amiibo, and also a collector's set.
Right.
That's going to be coming. So
yep.
So all this they jam packed into 45 minutes today, Rob.
Yeah. Yep.
And
Yep.
the last couple of directs we've seen, like we've been like, by the time they're done, we're sarcastically going, yay! Like this is one of those ones that, like, this reminds me, I think, of the one. So not this past summer, but the summer before, when they did actually it would have been 2020, I think. They had the direct when they first announced, like, Advance Wars 1 and 2, and
Right.
like just a whole bunch of other like just crazy Nintendo announcements. Like I haven't been excited since that one. Like I have been for this one. So
Yep.
And I think they're following that trend that we're kind of seeing now in all these directs where they don't make too many too far out future promises anymore. Like they're not showing you the games coming in 2024 anymore.
No.
They just these are all within the next 5-6 months.
Well, you have to kind of wonder too if it's just because the end of the life of the console is approaching.
Mm-hmm. That too.
They don't want to toss. They don't want to show their hand yet for the Switch U.
The Switch U.
Switch U in a minute.
Like Tears of the Kingdom would be a good.
It would have, right?
Just like Breath of the Wild was a great, transitional game between the Wii U and the Switch.
So when they announced Breath of the Wild, was it originally announced for the Wii U first, and then they did a port for the Switch, or was it always aimed at the Switch?
No, it was never aimed at the Switch. It was just announced for the Wii U.
Right.
And then they double launched it when the Switch came out. So
maybe
it could happen. It really could happen. So yeah, that definitely left us giddy.
Yeah.
Renewed a little faith in Nintendo.
Till we get to the last section.
Till we get to the making us grumpy part of the show.
So why don't we scream our way through these games here quick then? So
yeah.
So what you been playing, Ryan?
Well, actually, you know what? Let's mix it up, Rob. Let's mix it up.
All right, let's do it.
Because we don't have a lot to talk about in what we've been playing. We can end on that tonight. Let's move into making us grumpy.
All right.
I'm calling an audible.
All right.
So, Rob, one tidbit out of this, and it's a little nit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a big nit, but it's a precedent that I'm not interested in seeing.
What is that, Ryan?
Nintendo announced the price because you could start pre-ordering.
Yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom today.
Oh, and how much was it?
$89, $89.99. Which
that's
is
Canadian again.
That's Canadian again. So that's $10 more than the usual Switch game at $79.99.
Yeah.
So they and we also figure that the cost of the collector's edition is going to be $175 Canadian.
Yes.
So collector's editions there's no precedent for those. Those prices are all over the place.
If you don't have to get it. So
this part I don't agree with at all. Because PlayStation and Xbox, they kind of said that when they raised their prices by $10, that this is our next gen tax. So the PS5, Series X games, they went up by $10. And I knew, in my heart, I knew it was going to be only a matter of time, Rob, because right at the end of the Wii U cycle, the last 2 or 3 games that came out, and the only one I can remember off the top of my head here, because Wii U games were 60, flat out 60 for the longest time, and then the last 2 or 3 Nintendo titles came out. The Paper Mario that came out on Wii U, Color Splash or whatever it's called.
Splash, yeah.
That came out at 80, which matched at the time the PS4 and Xbox One price of games. But no, and that was like right in the middle, like right at the end of their. Well, I guess they're doing that here too, right? They're matching at that point so that they can start getting people used to that price. Because ever since then, brand new games have been 80 across the board. But at that point, like, there's no reason to do this. Like, it's just you can't even call it the next gen tax for this. This is just greed, straight
Yeah.
up greed. Like they just 90. They're gonna charge $90
Yeah.
for that game.
I don't know, is that like, are they going to use the bigger sized little SD card? Is that 'cause they always said that when they did that, they'd have to charge a little bit more or something. But
Yeah, yeah. They don't know, and you know what? Uh, any of that stuff will probably come out here
Mhm.
because people are going to talk about this.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This isn't just gonna go away. this this is something people are gonna talk about. But seeing Nintendo do that, I mean, we've been talking about we've been mentioning this for I'm pretty sure on shows, if not just to each other. Like Nintendo hasn't even done for the Switch yet a player's choice.
Hmm.
And in in 3 weeks here, the Switch console is going to be 6 years old. No player's choice yet,
Yep.
which would give you $50 versions of the games.
Hmm.
And they rarely go on sale, and if they do, it's like $12 or $14 off.
Hmm.
They never drop them by 50% or anything. Like they keep those prices locked in there. But the problem is, Rob, we go out and buy them anyways.
It's true.
You know, like what are you what are you gonna do? Not buy them?
Hmm.
If you're a fan of Nintendo console, like just just bubble something up in there, Rob.
Hmm.
How do you feel about this?
Uh yeah, it's unfortunate to see because you're not paying for anything more than another AAA game for the Switch, right? You are just paying more because it's what it is. There's no change to the technology, there's no change to the quality. And honestly, Breath of the Wild 2 to me, it's not a huge fan of the series. It looked like it was kind of showing its age for the Switch. Like the graphics
Yeah.
kind of looked like they did on the first one because those looked really good, but they looked really good 6 years ago. And is it going to be a great game? Oh, I'm sure it's going to be a great game. Like nothing there, but you got to when you're going to raise the price like that, there's got to be a reason. Like, and it's it doesn't make sense. But yeah, you're right.
Other
Everyone's going to
than
buy it.
just to match the market, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
even when they like just making myself more angry as I'm talking here. Even when they put out Pikmin and Donkey Kong and all these games that were ports with
Yep.
maybe a little bit more added to them, like they
Hmm.
added the DLC or something. It's new Super Mario Brothers. When they brought all those games over to the Switch, $80.
Yep. Yep.
Bam.
Hmm.
Just not even like not even like 60 or whatever at that point. But
No, it's crazy.
but but then also if you're buying a first party Nintendo game, just buy it if you want it.
Hmm.
Because if you're gonna wait for a sale,
Just yeah.
you're gonna wait 2 years. And
Yep.
then maybe it'll get its
$5 off.
yeah, the 15% off or whatever the heck it is.
So that being said, the we noticed today that the Breath of the Wild on digital store, like the original one, is
Oh yeah.
actually on sale for 33% off, which might be the best Breath of the Wild sale yet. 30% off for a Nintendo game it's
Yeah.
pretty rare.
Was that just for the? Because I also noticed was when I was looking in the store there, they had the bundle, which had the game
Oh,
and the and the expansion pass in there.
oh, I don't know. This it looked like this one was just the game, but it would make sense they'd have the bundle there too.
Yeah, the bundle was right at the foreground of the. Um, I'll look right now. Loading,
Bloop,
loading. Hey,
bloop.
how about for that $10 extra you're gonna charge? How about you fix the store and actually like have it load at a decent rate? Nintendo.
Nintendo. That's your real name?
Because literally, Rob, my wireless router, I can almost touch it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still
Yeah.
slow as poop. Yeah. Oh, so that bundle is 32% off as well. And it is so for instead of 108.18, you pay 73.32. And you get Breath of the Wild and its 2 DLCs. Which are actually really good DLCs. Like if you wanted more content, they add a ton, like probably 20 to 30 more hours of content
Sure.
in them.
Sure.
And it was $30 if I remember. Maybe it was 40.
Right.
30 because it's 108, whatever. Yeah. So anyways, that's making me grumpy, Rob. That they think they can just up the price because, well, that's what PlayStation and Xbox charges for their games.
That's what they do.
What are you gonna do about it? Not buy it? Yeah. Bastards. Vote with your wallet. I hear that all the time, but nobody's gonna. Nobody's gonna, Rob.
You're right.
Including me.
Including you.
So. Well, I'm just glad it wasn't a delay announcement.
Yeah, you betcha.
We're still on track for May. Maybe I'll start a protest by then. We'll see.
Or a fundraiser. Yeah.
You too can own my Bean Boozled hot beans from the live broadcast for just $20.
$89.99.
$89.99. I ate some of these. You can too.
Please send $5 to Ryan Cashmere at hotmail.com.
Well, that's all I got to say about that. It made me grumpy. What have you been playing, Rob?
Well, since it's only been a week, I'd only really I picked up Indie Heroes 2 for the Evercade because I have a serious Evercade problem. Honestly, this is great stuff for the Evercade. It's really good for that. Like, basically, you got like 6 or 7 games, all made by indie developers. The manual has a little bit about each developer as well as each of the games.
So these are new games made for the Evercade?
Yep.
Just for the okay.
You bet.
Okay.
And they've done a few of that lately. Like there've been a few games where it's been released for the Evercade, and they had the second of the Indie Heroes collection, and it's really quite cool. Like, it's priced right, just like every other Evercade game, and it's a little collection of fun little. There's 8-bit, there's 16-bit looking games, there's a Game Boy looking game or two. There's 2, I think. Yeah. Good games.
Awesome.
Been playing that. Yeah.
I want to get an Evercade, but then I also feel like I've missed the boat on so many of the games for it. So it's this whole push and pull of it.
There's a few of them out there. 1 or 2.
Yeah.
They've announced some more coming out too. Oh, briefly. So there was I should have been prepared for this. They announced
breaking news
that got. They're always announcing the games that are coming out, and I just saw this one here, like the collection number 2 from, I think it's Toei, Toei.
Okay.
That's not the. But they do a lot of shooters.
Okay.
And where's the actual website? Here we go. And it was the one with it had Super R-Type, and that was No, that's IREM. That's IREM.
That's our. Oh, was this the one that has?
Towplane. It was Towplane Collection 1 had Tiger Heli in it. And so I bought that and I was like really excited. But they announced Towplane Arcade 2, which is coming out in April, I believe. Includes my favorite arcade game of all time and playable in Tate mode on the EXP, Twin Cobra.
Awesome.
2 players. Also Fire Shark, Twin Hawk, a game called Wardener, which was a really fun arcade game that you were like a little just a little fellow who shot things and stuff. It was so they're really leaning into more games playing on in the Tate mode, which is really exciting. But Twin Cobra, legitimately a game I would sit down and play for hours.
Yes, absolutely.
And the other one they announced right away was the Commodore 64 Collection number 2.
Oh.
Which
which collection were you telling me about that has Slapfight in it?
that was it Towplane 1 or IREM? I'll tell you in a second here. It was Towplane Collection 1.
Awesome.
It had Alcon, also known as Slapfight. That game, stupid hard.
Yes,
So
it
stupid
is.
hard. But it's just funny some of the games they had in there because it's like Zero Wing, and I'm like, oh, okay. And they did Snow Bros. So Snow Bros is in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, so I mean, like every game, there are some collections where you're like, oh, I don't really, there's 1 or 2 things in there. And then some it's just like every single game is a banger, like R-Type or the IREM arcade collection 1
Oh, that's got to be a good one.
has. Oh, I've got it. It's got Moon Patrol's got R-Type, In the Hunt, just a bunch of really good shooters,
Yeah.
and 10-Yard Fight, the arcade game, which is that one is
that's a good one.
that's a good one too.
That's a really good one.
So, yeah, just super excited. The Evercade EXP. If you haven't bought an Evercade yet, honestly, the EXP is the way to go because it also has the Capcom built-in games. That's the only way to play those ones. And good times. Sorry.
Awesome.
All done.
No, that's
all done. I want to play Twin Cobra right now.
I love hearing about that. I got a little bit of birthday money. Maybe I should invest in that.
What you been playing, Ryan? Awful segue, but
well, before I talk, I looked up right when you started there. Yeah, you are correct. If you just want to get Breath of the Wild on its own, it is 33% off.
Okay.
And so that makes it $53.29 Canadian.
It's cheap.
Yeah. Cheapest it's ever been.
Yep.
So I haven't played anything new. I've been playing a lot of Raft still. Still having a lot of fun with that. I actually just played with my buddy Sean and his friend Mike last night, and on Tuesday nights they're the guys I play Valheim with and stuff too. And but we're building like you can play multiplayer in Raft as well. It's not just the single. So we're all working on this big boat, like this big raft, and making it awesome, and just fully playing through the game, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. I've also been working on Vampire Survivors again.
Okay.
And I put my note here that I don't know if you heard, there's a DLC out for Vampire Survivors, and it's called Legacy of the Moonspell. But I've been working on getting towards that because it's out, and I think you can actually get into some of it without finishing all the levels previously, but my OCD doesn't let me do that.
Sure.
I've been I've come back and I've been playing it again, working on trying out the new characters and levels that are in Legacy of the Moonspell. So nothing new. I did start playing Sparks of Hope, Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. but I just got past the prologue, so I can't really. So far, so good, but I'll have put some more time into it by the time we get together again.
Right on.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. That's what I've been playing. Yeah. Well, maybe you know what? Just to add one other little thing to talk about. I got my hands on the SWOLED, Switch OLED model.
That's my nickname in college.
SWOLED?
SWOLED.
SWOLED. You know what? It's fine.
Okay, hot take, Ryan Cashmere.
Shrug.
It's like the screen is kind of nicer, I guess.
It's got a nicer screen. It's a little sharper.
Mm-hmm.
Does
You know,
it?
that's what I thought of the Evercade EXP. I'm like, yeah, the screen is nicer, but I could play on the old one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shrug. It's it's fine. I transferred, so I've still got my launch Switch is the one I've been using. It's been good to me. It hasn't died. It's been great. So I did the transfer of my profile from that one to the SWOLED. And transfers everything but your pictures.
Ah.
Yeah. So any of like screenshots you've taken or videos
right.
they all stay on the old one.
Interesting. Okay.
The only way you can get your stuff off of there is either to post it to Twitter or Facebook. Or you can also they have this mode where you choose 6 pictures. Maybe it's 10. I want to say it's 6.
Yep.
Anyways, you then take a picture with your phone of a QR code it gives you. It creates a little router on the Switch. It lets you view the pictures, and then you gotta click on each one and save it to a camera roll. Your camera roll.
Sure.
I have 432 pictures and videos, Rob. Yeah.
So you can't put
even
it on
at
an SD
10,
card, eh? Yeah.
No. So even at 10, that's even if it's 10 at a time, that's 43 times I would have to do that. And it's not a quick process. So yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Because I mean, there's some stuff in there I want to keep, like some achievements some cool parts I got to in games or funny stuff that's happened. So I might just have to pick and choose what I actually want to keep. And yeah, I mean, I'm not going to wipe that one. I don't have to. Maybe before then they'll put out a software update that'll let you get at them. We'll see. Maybe.
Yep.
I'll hold my breath on that one. Maybe they'll charge me $10 for it.
2 to 6 months from now, when they charge $10 to transfer pictures from them.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got, Rob. If that's all you got,
yeah,
I'll let you.
Good night, everybody.
I'll let you take this train home.
Well, thank you for joining us on our very Nintendo-heavy podcast. You can't teach an old gamer new tricks. This one really was like, I think we talked about non-Nintendo things we did at some point. Somewhere along there. But thank you for checking. It was episode 127. Yeah.
127.
If you like what you're hearing and you want to hear more, we've got the other 126 available for download on your audio streaming app of choice. You got Spotify, the Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, sorry. Buzzsprout, like we talked about. Google Podcast, Buzzsprout. If you want to look that up. We're on there as well. Just look for You Can't Teach an Old Gamer New Tricks. We've got a Facebook page. That's where we've got a bit of a community of fellow-minded, grumpy old gamers. We post them there quite a bit. Just look for the Grumpy Old Gamers on Facebook. And yeah, just if you want to hear more of this in the future, we do the podcast sometimes weekly, usually once every 2 weeks, sometimes
Yeah.
once every 4 weeks. Whenever we're tired.
Yeah, we're old, we're tired.
Just whenever we get to it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening and hearing us rant. Now, as Ryan would say, get off his lawn.
Yeah, get off my lawn.
And have a great night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye-bye.